The recognized symbol of excellence in Super Show Deck Tech.
That's called a shuffle. If the meta moves, then so should you. Same love for the game with a better point of view. This ain't just about old stank ass play, slamming kickstarters with purple Ariat for days. Raise the meta, tune it right, from casual nights to the spotlight. Two MCs, one goal to elevate the scene. First time hands to seasoned vets. Knowledge always pays its debts. Respect the roots, respect the grind. Don't confuse comfort with optimize. You got Starbreaker and Madsen on the line. Cardboard kings of the sharp, tactical mind. Same passion now with clearer sight. Super Show's future now played right. Holla at your boys, it's Stack Partner. Stack Partner. Stack Partner.
Oh, hello. For those who watch the lead up music, tell the DWO. I want them to know it was me. Welcome once again to Stat Card. We are here post, I think, the last CAC for a while.
I mean, there's 1 in 2 weeks.
Not the last unthemed CAC. because I don't think that there's other than the old school CAC, which is, as you know, very different.
Very limited.
Yeah, very limited. I think that's the last one for a while, right? I can't think of the next one, honestly. But we are here. Let's see, and we'll go right into that to start with. Why don't we? Pixel is in March. March would be the next one. See, I cannot fathom a world that includes Ohio. All right, so director of content, Dave, we can bring up the I guess not the top cut, just the open field for SmackDown first, and then because we'll just go briefly over the whole field, and then we can do the top cut. Let's see. Number 1, 5-0, Mike Benton, Spencer Vance. Yeah. Mike Benton, known pervert, in the event that I won with Spencer Vance, that knocked him out of hardcore and into Underworld. I played Mike Benton, and he was like, "No, this is actually like sick. I really like this." And I was like, "Oh, cool." So he sent me his list, and I told him what I normally did, and went back and forth. I was like, "Yeah, I think with people not playing Impact, I think it's free." And of course, unfortunately, as you'll find out, Mike loses in Liger's Den, where that spotlight does not do anything. That's unfortunate. But it's like, cooked everyone leading up to it. Yeah. Next is Bob Dunn. Ryan Pierce asked me who would win Sunshine Smackdown, and I said whoever's playing Mr. Hyde, unless somehow Greatest American gets matched up into him. Like just straight up, no matter what. Like, and this was like, and Worlds was not booked, so I'm like, doesn't matter. I was like, it'll be Hyde. Chuggy playing Lucha Snake Pit. Chris Pate playing El Scorpio. Gross. Jonathan Thu playing Tortured Vigilante. Robert Downey playing Lucha Super Hombre. Now, you see, I like that. Like, I love the fact that the couple plays Lucha Snake Pit and Lucha Hombre. That's cute. Ryan Pierce playing Jay White. Not a Trey deck. Explains why he didn't go the distance in this one.
Chris Tapley lost to Bob this time instead of beat Bob in the top cut.
Right. Chris Tapley gets diversified. Ron Rumble playing his perfect assistant, which he loves. Let's see. Razzle Dazzle playing Kenny Omega. Arcade Act Aaron playing Lily Mai, of course. Yeah. Not the only time that, if you ask him, I've fucked him a lot recently. So I guess that would explain why we're even bigger Eskimo brothers. If the unnamed Italian pastry, I think they changed his name recently, were here, he would be angry at that verbiage. But yeah, it's some of the ones. Slade Holiday playing himself. Respect. Faye Dragon. So the thing about New York Phenom, I asked Jason what happened. He forgot his grapple finish. So he was having to play the steel chain grapple finish. Which 9 to a 10, sure. But it's like the grand grappling or whatever, or not the grand grappling,
you've got a lot of grapples to pick from.
Yeah, that's true. The sensational slam that is +1 to the finish roll, +1 to your 7 on boss is pretty sick. So not having that sucked. And then Laura the Dance, everyone's enemy, Kiara, Angela going 05 on Vic. I am unsure how many of those she actually played. I remember only the 3, but in a world of free wins, who cares? Let's see. So we can just go on to the Top Cut now, because Top Cut had hell.
No, I was gonna say someone I did send a deck list to, and they didn't end up playing the deck list I sent them.
Who? Pierce or
one of them?
TJ Marconi.
Uh-huh.
What a jerk.
Mm-hmm.
Some people just don't take the help. Mike Benton had a bye, so Steel Cage, Ron Rumble beat Kenny Omega. Yeah, I mean, the draw gimmick versus the guy who removes your cards for you in a steel cage is tough.
It's a tough steel cage matchup right there.
It's a tough matchup, Razzle Dazzle. I think that was the only steel cage match.
Yeah. Only steel cage.
Right. Oh no, yeah, Ryan Pierce beat Lily Mai. I mean, yeah, Jay White should get more turn rolls, so that's probably what happened. Ron Rumble beat the undefeated Spencer Vance. Yep, even with Spencer Vance, Liger's Den is tough.
It's tough, and like I said, just telling Mike, like I think that's probably the only deck that, and maybe El Scorpio that could have kept up with him in Top Cut.
Yeah,
I don't think any of the other decks were fast enough to keep up with Spencer Vance Hand Destruction.
Correct, and Spencer Vance is not really like super fast.
Yep.
For a Liger's Den, and that's really the only thing, because your best bet in a Liger's Den is decking out, and then so you can just pass and bury the stuff that you need.
Yeah, he told me he did botch 2 finishes too. So
no, that's unfortunate. And Spencer Vance finishes are generally tough to botch. Well, especially the strike is hard to botch because it's a code red. Tortured Vigilante beating El Scorpio, which realistically is a fucking
El
upset,
Scorpio
right?
and a Liger's Den is a tough one to deal with.
Well, also Tortured Vigilante doesn't have a no, they have blank text, but the cards
blank text, so the names
right?
will be the same. Yeah.
Okay, so never mind. Not as big of an upset as I thought. Let's see. So this next one was apparently just the longest match of all time. We can just scroll down a little bit. Yeah, this match took like over an hour, I'm pretty sure. Just also, they fly to Florida together. Fly to Florida together. They have to play this match in Top Cut. Tough scene. But Snake Pit wins in the Liger's Den. Mr. Hyde all over Jay White.
You got the revenge from last year.
Yep. It's also like a decent matchup for Hyde too, because he could just focus that strike on a Tech 10 over a Tech 9. Tortured Vigilante takes out Perfect Assistant. I don't know whether that was a burn or just a finish roll.
Either way, that's a tough matchup.
Yeah, either way. Yeah. Bob Dunn beating the Snake Pit, which Mr. Hyde, good as hell. Burn, yeah. Perfect Assistant goes fast, man. I figured. Let's see. And then the finals. Bob Dunn as Mr. Hyde defeating Jonathan Thu. Hold the line, Harry, as Tortured Vigilante. Congratulations. As I predicted, whoever the hell is playing Mr. Hyde in that field would be winning the tournament. And then third place match wasn't played, doesn't matter, but congratulations to your top 4. A good showing by all. And Bob Dunn attempted to join us, but as someone who most recently on on shows has been saying, please spend time with your family. He is spending time with his wife, and he is at trivia. So please go do that, Bob. We understand. But he did send in a deck list, and I believe Dave has made a PowerPoint for it.
Yeah, just give me 1 sec.
Yeah, sure. Dave and I were talking about it, and like the PowerPoints are much better for visual learners. I am very bad at PowerPoints and being prepared, so I'm like, help, because I can't do it. I understand like the look is very important. Me, who's dumb and be like, I can just talk about these cards and be fine because I'm more of an audio learner. I do audiobooks and stuff like that, but I understand visual learners. So that will help. Let's see. Yeah, monogamy, a hell of a drug. Yeah, shout out monogamy bros. Mr. Hyde. You see, he always has these arts. That's actually really sick. How to win a series? Well, not anymore. Yes. How to hold a glorified. The teacher has chimed in. Yeah. All right. Why don't we calm down with that, man? The daddy man held a glorified party to buy himself a CAC. This is the Mr. Hyde got the walk. How do we leverage this comp's advantages? Gimmick. Yeah, the gimmick is fucking bullshit. Gimmick is so strong. The keyword. So, we went over this on Halloween, so we won't go super into it. We're more going to talk about the differences between Bob and I, and the differences that I've seen Steve play in Faction Wars. Yeah, being able to reroll a turn roll,
leverage,
roll, or
the leverage is you just give Steve Risk money, and you get keywords on every card.
What if we had some? Will be very helpful in Faction Wars, but the damage is done in other tournaments.
Yep.
But they are definitely needed because that line, the finishes. So the finishes, Bob and I run the same finishes. Steve does not. Steve runs more Jake Hill finishes than I do. I love this claws out finish so much because it would be interesting if there were some answers in the pipeline. I heard that there is. Yeah, claws out. Love this finish because if your opponent breaks out, because it's also 5 to a 9. Five. Yeah, I played an hour-long match with both Dave and Steve, and then Steve plays Dave right after me, and it was like, yeah, he crushed me in like 2 minutes. I was like, fuck you both. I spent 2 hours playing both of y'all, and y'all just like, all right, we're going to bed. But yeah, claws out is already 6 to a 10, so already like a great stat finish. And then if your opponent somehow breaks out when you have a reroll on top of this normally, you just put a potion, and there are plenty of follow-up potions, and there's also finishes. So what if you hit a finish, and now imagine a world where you hit a finish that has 6 to a 10, and you're like, oh no, I somehow botched with a reroll. They broke out. Oh no, what happened? Oh, I'm gonna put this potion into play as a finish that gives me 8 to a 10. I am now Pop and Twist. Or I'm gonna go 7 to a 9. Now the only way that they have a 15 for my strike finish is if they're sub 10. Like, just crazy work. Just being able to choose, like, it's like, yeah, I'm going to get one of these permanent stat bonuses that is huge with no drawbacks.
Yep.
But yeah, excellent finish. All right, so we can go to the next slide.
Entrance.
Oh, the entrance. He did not list it in what he sent me, so I asked him today. He went to the Drew Madsen school. He ran with Petty Paul, Pretty Paul. So on a bump, he just gets a reroll and draw 2, which you're already rerolling with Hyde. So getting 2 cards off of it is pretty sick.
I don't think he's one that you got to have a specific entrance. You kind of just go with what you
That entrance, yeah, that's true. Yeah, you really don't need to. Yeah, and that entrance is also just plug and play.
Yep.
So the general stops he does the less in hand for 1 and 3. He does turnbuckle slams and soup and sauce toss because he's running lung blower on 11, and that's it.
Yep.
A kendo stick tech, yes. Kendo going over the kendo stick for.
So he wants the removal, but he doesn't want to run APOC because he doesn't want to clear all of his own potions.
Correct.
And that's his way to do that.
And your 26 lowers the crowd meter for stop effect, so going over the kendo stick is fine here. And big body block to stop that. Of course, the potions, we all know about them. They're all good. Shrinking potion, yep. Lung blower, yep. That's why he's running the soup and sauce toss. So he can.
That's also the reason for the anointed.
Yes. Aren't I losing leads with the game? But that's why but the ones he's not. Yeah, you have the 2 and 5 that count as multiple leads. And not all of your leads are potions. So you can have enough. You can have 3. And this opens us up. So 13, 14, 15. 14 to stop unstoppable leads or unstoppable subs. Like, I don't know how many were going to be there, but if he ran into a Merlin, sure. 13 and 15, of course. Lucky Cat and Bird Call as draw. I typically run a Ripcord Lariat there on my most protected, or Steel City, or it's probably Steel City if there are stips
so
involved.
he flipped to 16 and 18 from how you do it.
Yes, yeah, he put pretty much. He flips 16 and 18. He put more draw on 16.
See, I would have also done that the same way though. I would have had the recursion on 16, and I would have had the shuffle back in on the 18, the Paul card, because if you're worried about it in Ring of Fire.
Yeah.
If they're stopping it with rejected, you're putting everything back in anyway. So you're doing this what you were essentially trying to do with that card anyway.
Right. And Double Down on Hits is a good card because you don't like Apocalypse in this deck. All right. So Barry stops 2021 and the potion on 19. Good. Daredevil dive, jackhammer, blindside bombing. The key difference here, I also run a flip 4. I ran from Darkness into Light. I run instead of Double Down on the Hits, I run the skill card Catch These Hands to lower a skill just in case I want my 13 or 15 live. So that's the main difference in skill cards between us. Jackhammer is always.
I also really like those, especially in CACs, because a lot of people like running the 8 equal stops and being able to turn those off or turning your 10 live. It just has a lot of value.
Yeah, Trey and I are big into those, big fans, and they're also like a lot of times they're must stops because it's also like
they either let it hit and you turn off their 13
Yeah.
through 15, or they stop it
turn
at
off-
13 through 15, whatever. And
Yeah.
you got what you were trying to do anyway.
Yeah. And then he does, the classic shout out Bob Dunn for doing what I do in CACs as well. Roar and Elbow, stop spotlights, 26 keyword, and then freeze don't move for if stop. Shout out it. Yep, bog standard. We'll understand it completely. Yes, only the 12, the 11 and 12 both play.
I missed the anointed when I first did those questions. So it's the anointed and the 11, but that makes sense now.
Yeah. Yeah, it is funny talking to Bob. Like, we talked about the differences in our decks, and it was like a lot of by virtue of us playing like a million games in weeklies and CACs, and like and me just always running up against Bob, like we run a lot of similar cards.
And I feel like having the gimmick point.
Yeah, Carlos. Like, so Carlos, if you're playing like King Brian Cage, and I play one of those to lower your power 9 to or 10 to a 9, your colossal turns off, and if you're running Schoolboy, you only got one stop for sub, or no stop if you're also running Press Lab.
Yep.
But good job, well done. Steve Resk will not follow this list, so have fun with that in Faction Wars.
Also, if you want to look at the list and more, you can go to the link at the bottom or use the
QR code. Sick. Yeah. Get Diced is a small plug for Brandon. Get Dice has really revolutionized sharing deck lists. It makes it so much fucking easier. Just being able to pull up a URL of like, hey, this is what I have built, and it just links to the cards.
Because it's got the pictures as well, it makes it really, sometimes people don't know the name, but seeing the picture, oh, I know what that one does now.
Yeah, and his whole database is just getting better slowly over time too. But yeah, that was Sunshine Smackdown. Pretty damn good showing by a bunch of people. Let's see. Sorry, I got tagged in another thing. Todd Brooks asked, how does September sound for Misomania?
Half those weekends sound good for me.
Half those weekends. As soon as Calais proved. Oh, shit. The iOS. Yeah, generally those are harder to get onto the store anyway, so that's cool. Let's see. All right. So now that we covered the CAC, I forgot. I was asked. There is a vote starting tonight for the CCC. I have been asked to talk about a little bit the I know people have their favorites in the CCC. You've got and many good promos for like the first time ever. I feel like a lot of people are actually doing promos. So thank God, I'm finally a reason to care about the CCC. Of course, fucking Dave, the not doing one. He's busy enough. This is as Steve said last year. Ref Dave getting a character is actually like a horrific blow to the CCC, because that would have been incredible. Which true. All right. I'm talking about collective field, not just you, Rambo. Calm down. Collective field. Like, because there were several people in your field that didn't do anything, even though you did the most. I'm saying the collective field, because we had a bunch of promos. God. All right. But I know some people have their favorites. I know Director of Content Dave is a huge fan of Sundown Moon. I know. I know. But as far as my choice, there is only one man that I have on my dice tower, and that's El Gordo Americano. Listen, he's all like El Gordo for me is also like he's been putting in the work for a while, so it's also he's been doing this for a while. So my thing is for my vote is for El Gordo Americano
from the Gulf of America.
The Gulf of America. East End Enforcers was also really good. Yeah, and that's the thing. Like there's a bunch of good promos, so like this is actually hard for the first time in a while. Because like because in previous rounds it's been like, all right, Rambo slam dunk and stuff like that. It's just like, all right, easy enough. What are your thoughts on the line poll? They are the
they're
most
not face or heel.
They are the most by straight down the middle ass faction I've ever seen, because
Ken is the ultimate baby face, and then you have Kill the Line Terry. So
yeah, Ken and Fox and and Young Allergy and well, I guess the Young Allergy can go back and forth. Would you say the line is bisected? Yes, the line is bisected. Yeah, and then you also have Cannoli and Harry. Yeah, confirmed switch, and it's like it depends how you look at it. It's like we love Saint Custy, but he also curses. No, plenty of people I like on the line, but yeah, bi as fuck. They are the B in the in the diaspora, as Vince Staples said recently. So we have. So I wanted to talk about award show stuff, because the awards got released and then the nominations were put out like a week later. And this is the most obvious clue in the world that Steve Resk is running the awards thing this year, because this man took just the copy paste of the awards the previous year and just maybe added a couple. It is very funny. It only became more clear as I was listening to the unnamed show in which they were going over the awards. It was like, this is the same show from last year. It was like, there's like 3 new names. I was like, what the hell has happened here? Now, it looks like he's added a couple more now, but I did want it. Steve was changing it on the fly. Yes, because it became apparently clear that it's the same shit. And also, it's the...
Good.
Oh, good. Actually, I'll say the greatest called shot in history, in award show history. I go up to present an award for Rising Star, and Calais just hands me a piece of paper that has nothing circled or anything, and just says, "Yeah, you pick one." And I'm like, people are going to expect the person who actually won the Rising Star in Cecilia, but she already won the Rising Star. She got the credit for that. But the person I think who will be next and huge. Ref Dave. Greatest called shot I've ever made, baby. Great. A year later, think about it. Just got him. Yeah, you were closer to Rookie of the Year, Cecilia. That's why I was like, you had already won the tournament. I was like, that's closer to Rookie of the Year thing. But it's like, when I think of like Rising Star, I think of someone who's like, straight up, it's like, nah, man, they are going to be there kind of shit. And like media wise and play wise, like he's just kept going up and up and up and up.
Yep.
So that's my, like, got something right for once, baby. All right, let me add screen. Pull up. Thankfully, blank. You can see all of my million tabs on here. And my email address, sure, you can email me. I don't give a damn. I don't check nothing. They added Simp of the Year.
Had to pester Boss about that because Chuck was really upset that he's been beat out for this award twice in a row. So also, definitely, voting for Candyman simping for Simple Chuck. So Chuck loses it for a third year in a row.
Also, I want to do leave this up, Dave. I want you to understand that this is Super Show in general is bullshit, but nothing is more bullshit than these awards. As someone who had to talk to a incredibly upset dessert pastry about these awards once at Captain Con, for not being nominated for like Champion of the Year when he didn't put his own nomination is. I am telling you that much like birds, this shit is not real. It's like you can be a good player or good whatever thing and you not winning one of these awards or not be nominated. We'll get to one in which I call bullshit on me not being nominated for it and me being slightly tilted. Will I be nominated in the final thing that comes out for the awards? Probably not. And even Rambo remarked upon it on the unnamed show last week. All right, so we have Simp of the Year. I'll try and there we go. Alexander Slamilton for Big Match Pete. This feels like this answer came from 2 years ago. X that out. SRG Boss for Johnny LD, I guess, but also feels like an older one. Simple Chunk for the Grump, always relevant. Sam Stanton for Candyman. Candyman. DQ'd for me. Not touching that shit with a pole. The Dark Prince for Casey Ryan. Whew, Jesus, yeah, that's a strong contender. Moneymaker for the big guy. Who? Hawk Tua Hines. The Consigliere for the SRG Boss. Not really. They bitch at each other more than anything. And Candyman for Simple Chuck. I think the leaders for this race are Simple Chuck for the Grump, Dark Prince for Casey Ryan, and Candyman for Simple Chuck. It might be Dark Prince for Casey Ryan. I'm going to go ahead and throw that on there. But it will be justice for Candyman. I want Candyman for Simple Chuck to win.
I want Candyman.
I really, yeah.
That's the way I want.
I need Chuck to lose to himself.
Yes,
exactly.
Yeah.
Trio Player of the Year. Not a lot of trio events. I would honestly give it to Ron Rumble for starting the year as the trios champion, losing it, and then winning again.
Yep.
And for not a lot of trio events, I mean,
some of these names are just kind of weird because I don't think they even won anything in trios this year.
Yeah. Colby Cram is also like one of the first people to be like, yeah, I don't deserve to be up there. It's like I won like a 4-person event. Pet of the Year award. We have Dasha, which is Sundown Moon's cat. Still Jax, which I thought his name was Jax, not Still Jax, but I guess we're just saying Jax again. Rocky, which unclear as if that meant Rambo Apocalypse's dog or Bobata's dog, but this might be a double up. Eddie.
Well, this award show's in the tri-state, so it's definitely for Bombata's dog.
That's fair. The only Southern Eddie, I don't know Eddie. I'm sorry. I don't know who's Eddie is. And then Dante, which is not even the cat that Chuck has in his promos, because Dante is the quintessential scaredy cat, and will disappear if anyone shows up in that house.
It said all cats look the same, Drew.
All cats of the year. That's what I'm saying. And Rambo has it. It's like co-pet of the year. Rocky. All dogs go up to the victory podium. Match of the year. Okay. Hidden Threat versus Black Stars CAC Finals. This was certainly a match in a year.
I was told it was one of the most unwatchable matches
Norseman's of the year. Cat. Damn. R.I.P. Fuck. Shit. All right. Hidden Threat versus Black Stars CAC Finals. Yeah, man. It's certainly a match that would make me want to wash my eyes out with soap, but I don't know about that, bro. GG Triple Threat team match, the tag match. GM and Miss Southern Belle, BOSS and Father Light, and cramming up your gas. Fucking for my money, man. Like that.
With Press Grumpy in there as well, you know.
Yeah, Press Grumpy, Trey and I building the Miss Southern Belle deck before the match, and I want y'all to think about that. I had a hand in building Belle her deck. It was very fun, and she almost won if not for Father Light.
On the third breakout roll.
On the third breakout roll, helping them break out. What the fuck? I almost got GM Calais and Miss Southern Belle the fucking tag belts. Do you have any idea how big of how hilarious that would be in my world of hating tag? Of proxying into two people that don't want to be tag champions? You didn't miss but a couple. You missed Pet, Trio, Simp, Bombada. Captain Con, Bob Dunn versus Press 1P for BOW. I heard this was a great match. It was happening in the background as I was following other stuff. I remember the aftermath.
The aftermath is what I remember more. There's other Captain Con matches that I enjoyed more.
Yeah. This match was great just because Bob Dunn goes, fuck Jonathan Thu and fuck the Grump. The Grump was not at Captain Con, was not involved in this match. Don't know the last time Grump played Tornado. Hilariously just ricochet shot and just said, fuck Danny Thunder. It just was...
I was going to say, you know, Bob's match with, for the Faction Wars with Jeremy was a great match. And then a very enjoyable match was Calais versus Press 1P.
Calais versus Press 1P. Very good. Me versus Chibi for the AC online title, RIP as well. Sick match. Chippy and I also have excellent matches. I don't think that's a bad vote, honestly. Mop Boys versus Big Money. Go off, Trey, because...
You know, we have gotten confirmation from the one half of the Mop Boys that we can actually, you know, rely on information from, saying that this was not the Mop Boys versus Big Money. This was Piglet and Coach Brad versus Big Money in the Online League Finals at least 2 years ago.
This shit is so old. Boss, what are you doing? Clear the fields for these matches. When the fuck... Big Money hasn't been on stream. Big Guy has barely been on stream, let alone Hawk to a Hines. Not even together. When the fuck was... This was years ago. Ref Dave was not playing when this match happened. What the hell? Candyman Dan versus Brian Schmidt for the Underworld title at Grand Gathering.
So this was needed a third person in it too, then, right?
Yeah, actually, yeah. This is
the threat match, like.
Yeah, this also had Split. Shout out Split for being completely forgotten in this match. This will be the last time you hear me thank Candyman Dan. Thank you for getting the title off of Deathmatch King. But yeah, Schmidt, did you do this? Did you send this one in? And you forgot about Split, you son of a gun. And World Championship, honestly, I figured not. I honestly thought that you would remember Split being in it. Yeah.
If this
World
match had been the day before, it would have been bigger. The thing is they did it at the very end when like most of the people had already left, so it lost a lot. That's the reason the GG triple threat tag was so much bigger, is because everyone was there. Everyone was there
in the morning. World Championship Fatal 4-Way Grand Gathering, prize fighter versus Star Maker versus Ricky Riot versus Collector had to be watched on phone for most of us because we had all left. Yeah, I think. Unfortunately, we saw Ricky Riot being an asshole coming a mile away. Damn it. My vote probably goes for the GG triple threat.
Yep.
Just because, like, I had been involved in the build-up, being the I hate to steal the man's name, but Consigliere. I basically was the whipping boy for the tag GM ma'am at the time. An envied position, I know, by a bunch of you fucking freaks. But basically, she and I were just coming up with shit for this match, and then I remember I would go and pick up Colby and Mike from their hotel and bring them over to the Grand Gathering, and I remember Calais calling me and he's like, "Where are you?" And I'm like, "I am picking up your tag champion," and just having that, and then building the deck for Bell, and then and there were so many like
swap the decks.
Yeah,
getting her to swap the comps.
Swap comps, swap everything. Just rebuilding the deck. And
she wanted to play Eco Bell. We're like, no, this is tag. We play this Southern Bell.
The funniest shit.
Burrito go down to 0 cards.
Yeah, gimmicking right after, and also like put the leapfrog in the deck, and just like, all right, we had 0. I have 0 cards in deck, and I rolled agility, got the Terry Pulverito. You have 10 cards in hand. I have 0. Bury your entire hand.
When he had the good finish in hand.
When he had a good finish in hand. Just an absolute pervert move. Was so good. Competitor of the year. I am of course partial to Spencer Vance, but 64-bit Casey was just
he muted us, Drew.
I didn't mute you. It auto muted you.
The video muted me. Yeah, we're good. So 64-bit was so intensely broken that I actually had to call the devil. I had to just say, I miss what's happening.
It went from a character with 0 finishes, and then it was a character that they gave tornado finishes to.
Yes, I had to call the devil, and I said, John Pulverino, I need you to play this competitor against Boss and Locals. And it proceeded to make one of the most toxic environments at a Locals that I think I remember hearing about. And guess what? It fucking worked, baby. Boss gutted the guy. Yeah, I actually had to be like...
And it's still good.
Yeah, and it's still good. And I had to be like... I still just have to say, yeah, that as well. That started it up, but like somebody beating Dave or somebody beating Boss online like once in a while, that's John Pulverino doing it at Locals. That is what gets his goat. Like he is furious when it happens, and especially when he's just like he knows how good it is, and John P is playing it. That's what pisses him off. No. While I respect the Fey Dragon, nothing changed. Like the Reign of Terror, the peak was so high for 64-bit Casey, like an absolute fucking monster.
64-bit Casey was in the finals of everything at Southern Fried, but the Wild and Crazy round.
No, he wasn't in the CAC finals and the Wild and Crazy round, but he was top 4. Jobber of the year, Flame Fighter, Johnny Correa, Kenpo Kenny.
Right?
Yeah, Alexander Slamilton, Swaggy D. I don't even know what Slamilton lost this year. I don't think he's famous enough. Flame Fighter, while I respect the hustle, you are top 4 at a CAC. You you got yourself promoted to Underworld as Flame Fighter. Respectfully, no, sorry. Johnny Correa. For those who don't know, he famously lost an Olympics match that was a little bit of a butterfly effect. Trey, would you like to explain what happened and why he's nominated? Why you nominated Johnny Correa?
No, I did not do this nomination.
He nominated Johnny
I give him shit for it all the time, but I did not give him this nomination. Johnny Correa got the specialist match in Olympics against the 5th round pick, Aaron 64, and he talked about how he was going to wipe the floor with him. I got up, went to the bathroom, and I came back, and Johnny Correa had already been beat. And I was like, well, what just happened?
Yeah. And that ended up being the most important match. That's the match that swung it for Brock Smith and his team. The Herd goes on to win the Olympics.
Or something at that time. And then after that, they gave us all the way back.
I don't even care about the CAC, man. Just what the fuck? What the fuck are you doing?
We're actually living the gimmick, though. Swaggy actually lost his eyesight.
That's
living
true,
the gimmick, brother.
So Swaggy losing his eyesight, along with a couple matches, I guess. But yeah, Johnny Correa for just punting the SRG Olympics. Hype Man of the Year, the Loudmouth Leo Award. Hype Man. The Influencer, Ref Dave, Goat Brock Smith, La Penguin, Rambo Apocalypse, Titan. Oh man, this is a hard one. When I think about hype, I think about someone who makes me want to watch something. And I don't know if there's any I think the two that come to mind for me are Ref Dave and Rambo Apocalypse, where it's if they're on it or involved, I want to watch it. Right? And it's when I hear that there's a Ref Dave promo, I want to go watch it. When I hear there's a Rambo promo, I want to go watch it. And when I hear Rambo's on a call, I want to go watch it. That does not, and this is a different thing than commentator, because I think Goat Brock Smith should probably win commentator of the year.
Promo of the year too, though.
Which one?
Is there promo? I guess it's just specific promo, right?
Yes, I think. But for now, I will do Rambo. Let's keep going. Gimmick of the year: the Influencer. Ref Dave, 2025 world champion. Piglet the Gigantic, Rowdy Ron had a gimmick. The Norseman and Dr. Pollywood. Norseman actually did end up going back into gimmick, which is cool.
I'm gonna say I love the Backy promos, but that's not the one that they put on here for gimmick of the year.
Yeah, he did Dr. Pollywood, the Backy. Do I?
Ref Dave. I don't think that. Yeah, Ref Dave.
The combined gimmicks is the thing.
Yes.
Yeah. And I see here, Rambo is one commentator. Rambo. Then sure, we'll swap them. You get commentator. This is Rambo nominated for commentator? I will adjust. Super Lucha starter. He is, yes. Best cosplay: Piglet, Jandre the Gigantic, Colby Cram, Sticky the Salamander, Titan, Hunk Homeland, Funtime Bob, Rambo Apocalypse, me as Candyman, Joel Williams as Cassandra, and Sergeant Boss Sergeant Yoga. This is actually a good ass field for cosplay.
Cosplay has some good ones.
Oh man.
So good that Possum didn't even make it with his.
Possum didn't even make the list. Yeah, man. These are. This happened at Grand Gathering. This happened at Southern Pride. This happened all over the place, I think, but also at Grand Gathering and Grand Gathering. That's true. Sargent. Yeah, I don't know who did that, brother. Probably Boss. Yeah, that makes sense. That it would be Boss, not even knowing the guy he wins faction wars with. Do I self-mark here? And being like, yeah, I was actually in nylons for this. Definitely the most upsetting cosplay to people's eyes. Let's see. Heel of the year. Oh, fuck, man. I can't think of anything.
Surprising heel of the year.
Least surprising heel of the year. I don't know. Brock Smith taking all of the medals from his Olympics team is very heelish, but also very funny.
Screwing over your friend for the world title is not funny.
Is not funny and more heel-ish.
We covered this on the other show. It's not heelish if you deserved them, so not a heel move for Brock.
Even better, yeah. So Ricky Riot for me.
I mean, we just discussed how Aaron 64 did deserve it by beating the number 2, 3 overall pick to making his team have the comeback so they can actually get to the point of winning Olympics.
Mr. Cheat is an idol. No anger here. Prize fighter. I don't think he's very heelish. Eddie Fury, I mean, he's just an asshole, not really a heel. GM of the Year, the John Calais Award, Bob Dunn, Tomato Jr.
I mean, we've got to strike Tomato Jr. off because just go back 2 years ago, Candyman was not eligible for this award because she had not been GM for an entire year.
And for that reason,
Tomato,
I think it's these two, GM or Brock. Either or.
No.
I'm not saying shit wrong, Cecilia. Tomato. Tomato. I don't care. Feud of the year. Me versus Tag. El Hombre Cybernetico versus Simple Chuck. I feel like this was the year before.
Should have been the feud of the year last year.
Yes. Void versus Metalhead versus the Norseman. I appreciate what they're trying to do. Prize fight versus the Star Maker. Candy Shop Talk versus Totu. If Totu had any spine and actually engaged with them, that would have been more of a heel of the year. I guess this is my also self-mark. I don't think
going on for a while.
I don't think any feud has been talked about more in the past year than myself versus Tag. I was
going to say they bring up Drew every time Tag is said. So.
Every fucking time Tag is mentioned, I get mentioned as well. I straight up. Wow, Drew, not even me. Run more trio events. Sorry. You gotta have good booking and decent events. And I think that her booking, especially there was no trios match as good as like 2 of the best tag matches from the past year. Let's see. Faction of the Year, the Higher Class Award. The check hasn't cleared big enough. So if anyone's talking about collusion, I'm not voting for the Big Picture TM.
Just so you know, the Big Picture TM is different than Big Picture Premium. Big Picture Premium.
Good point. Consolation it is, Dave. Face of the Year. Big Star Sam, Last of the Dying Breed, Mike Dip, Johnny Eldorado, Lethal Endorser, Simple Chuck, HR the Foreman, Misfit, El Gordo, Americano, and Mr. Safety. So I feel like a lot of these are repeats as well. However,
some of them are very questionable for faces, unless we're just talking about how large their face is.
Yeah, incredibly large face. If we were talking about if this was like biggest face of the year, Simple Chuck would win by a mile. You see, here's the thing. There is nobody on Earth in the crime wave that could have asked us or been asked for us to build a deck for them for a championship match. Not a single fucking person other than the Last of the Dying Breed Mike Dip. So, my bias, sure. But also, love Big Star Sam. Shout out doing the crime wave. Those who know. Let's see. Yeah, actually a good field here, but then again, you're most of y'all good people. Promo of the year: Brock Smith is kidnapped and brainwashed by Mitchell Manja.
I mean, he had this locked up so early.
The debut of Money Ref. Piglet's freakout party.
Previous year.
The boss calls out the Rip and Ship champion Sam Stanton. No. El Gordo Americano debuts. Pretty good. Mike Dippy calls a shot for the world title. Pretty good. J&K slaps Piglet. Summer camp. Hey.
It was a really good one.
Let's see. I said for a title match, Schmidt. Titan as Goldlust. Definitely distressing promo of the year. Sam Stanton takes bribe. For those who don't remember, this was actually fucking hilarious. As like with every bribe, his opinion of the higher class got higher and higher. But listen, this fucking storyline was killer, bro.
Oh yeah,
yeah. Between all three of you,
it was good enough storyline that got them a tag title shot.
Right.
From just promo work.
Best production, the South Bell Award. Get Diced, Bob Dunn scoring at Big Picture Premium, Misfit TV, Supermania, Premweem, Big Picture Premweem, fuck man, these top three are all killer.
Yep.
I think it has to be Bob Dunn just because it has revolutionized the entire game. And I'm saying that these top three are like by far the only ones I would pick. And Get Diced came along later.
Yeah.
And so that disqualifies that for me. But Bob Dunn, like,
I mean, we used
it changed everything. It changed everything.
It changes all the weeklies.
Like it changes everything. It makes so much shit a lot easier. Everything is there. Like it just changed everything. Big Picture Premweem. I'm gonna disqualify it just because that's not Big Picture Premium. Best new promotion: Beer City Wrestling.
Yep.
Don't know who the fuck the Canada division is, but it might have Chris Engler, so absolutely not. Agreed. We just talked about Get Diced earlier. Like, it makes shit so much easier. Let's see. Best new signing: Mike Santana, Hardys, Joe Hendry, Gangrel, Leon Slater, Smart Mark Sterling, or Brian Myers. From social media importance, I would say, and actually like good competitor, I think probably Joe Hendry. Like where is it? He was not
I was gonna say we ain't even got Brian Myers yet. So.
Everybody was going to do that. We haven't gotten Smart Mark Sterling, which apparently I'm on a finish for.
I was gonna say, best new signings, and we ain't even got them yet. So how do we know?
That's true. I think it's Joe Hendry. Like, I think from competitor and the social media darling, I think importance wise, very good. Best hair, the Ryan Award, huh? Jack McPeak, Zach, Brian Sutton, Steve Hines, and Empress. The very rare female nominated award here, Empress. Yeah, I'll mark for Zach. I can't remember if he's ever won it, which I feel like is bullshit that he has it. I saw him today. We were both in Publix, wondering why the fuck there were no carts.
I was gonna say it keeps on being the Ryan Pierce Award, and I keep giving it to Ryan Pierce and wondering why.
Exactly, yeah. Artist of the Year: Mike DeNoia, Eddie Mort, Valterraza, Elvis Negrappa, Rido, Neil Darrell, Osorio. My pick is not on here. My pick is Juan Pablo Montoya. Juan Pablo Massa. My fault.
My pick was Dirt, and I put it in there, and
That's true. Dirt as not strictly, well, actually, graphic artist and audio artist, because Dirt. So, DeNoia output and improvement. Improvement is 50-50. Output, absolutely. None of these people put out a competitor with me on it. No, sure. By virtue, this is the write-in for dirt right here. Rookie of the year: Sam Stanton, Mike Benton, Sean Alou, Ronald Lewis, Nathan Wood. I know 3 of these names, which I suppose that is an improvement. That means that there are some new players that. But if you're up for Rookie of the Year, I feel like I should have heard of you at least once. With respect to the juniors champion and my good friend Mike Benton, it is Sam Stanton by virtue of things won and actual prominence. Like, he has won events, he has won titles, and if we're talking about actual like great rookie year, I think that's it.
Yeah, I mean, I think Mike should have gotten this last year. For Solo, his performance in Rising Stars, that he got top 4 as an actual rising star in that tournament, not someone that had been around for 6 years and then got to the finals of the tournament. Mike, an actual rookie, and been cool to see him get a Midwest Coast title shot out of that or something.
That shit don't exist, bro. Tornado Player of the Year: Robert the Brain Dunn, Goat Brock Smith, SRG BOSS, New Guy Nick, Simple Chuck. So,
I'm just gonna the second one right here. That's a or a triad player.
Well,
did he win a Harry tournament or something?
Brock Smith did win a Harry tournament. He did not win the title. He might win a second Harry tournament with Fashion Popo. And honestly, if it was combined, I think that he would have it. But I feel like it's between the guy who was an incredibly dominant champion and the guy who beat the incredibly dominant champion and then had.
And he also had really good defenses too.
New Guy Nick or Bob Dunn?
Yeah, Nick.
Yeah,
he beat Bob, then he beat Paul, and then he beat Yaz.
Dave, this is my case for him for Champion of the Year coming up. So because I'm voting for that, I am doing New Guy Nick because he did beat he beat Yaz, he beat Pineapple, he beat quality people too. Road Warrior, Bob Dunn Award, Flame Fighter, Colby Cram, SRG Boss, Brian Schmidt, the prize fighter, and Matt Nealon.
I think we could disqualify Boss too for Road Warrior.
Yeah. You don't get to the Ron Rumble for starting the year as champion and then winning it again. I think it's Flame Fighter because he's been all over the place. He was also in Sunshine Smackdown last year.
Yeah.
On top of just all the other traveling.
I was going to say it's him or Colby.
If Colby Cram showed up in the damn South every once in a while, maybe he'd have it.
That's the reason I said it's actually Mike. Because Mike did show up in Southern Fried, and I think he showed up in about everything else that Colby did. I guess he didn't go to New York, right? But he went to Sunshine this year, so
Also, shout out Flork of Cows and drinking some Pepsi some wild cherry Pepsi out of my stein. Mirror. Shock of the year. The actual shock of the year is not on this, but the guy running it is not. is not.
No, I was going to say
will not be on this nomination.
The number 2 shock of the year, I still's not on there.
That's true. GM Calais losing to John Polverino.
Beating John
Polverino. Yeah.
And making a Grumpy and Polverino on the same Faction Wars team, which I said that I was told never would happen when those two work together.
Well, if you listen to Piglet, it still shouldn't. Rest assured, it's been written in, but it will not be added there. The guy running the show will not put it there.
I just don't. Chris Pate costing Sean Loeb was not a shock. It was to be expected, 100%.
Considering the black magic aspect and the guy, and we know who posted the oh shucks, look at these women having a great finals. Know who posted that now. Definitely not a shock. It was a bit of a reverse jinx, a bit of a trying to jinx himself into winning. It worked. I guess not really a shock because it was deserved. Honestly, like, if you would have told me that Boss had like several TNA competitors, and especially competitors that I'd heard of, like, that's like the rare savvy business move from Steve. Like that, like, honestly, ask yourself, what's more shocking? People doing dumb shit in Super Show, or Boss having a savvy business move? What is more shocking? So, probably this. Thank you for the canned laughter. I appreciate it. Rising Star, Beekeeper, Sundown Moon, Sam Stanton, HR again. What are we doing? Mr. Cheat, John Von Masick. So
I mean, I think it's. I mean, if you go Sam
is rookie,
right? Yeah, I think it's Beekeeper then.
Beekeeper of these listed, I think I probably would write in Mike here. Because we're not, I'm not doing the write-ins here, but I would probably write Mike in here. Ring General, the General Cannoli Award, aka the TVA Award. Press 1P, who not so sure about that. Rowdy Ron, yeah, he plays a couple competitors I don't see people play often. Yeah, such, hidden gems such as Witch Hunter General.
No one plays aerial lipstick.
Starbreaker, Trey, yes, I agree. Simple Chuck, yes, plays Trey's decks. Zach will find the meanest fucking deck he can and play it. Titan plays off the wall shit, so I absolutely agree. Colby Cram, yeah, sure. Listen, God damn it. I cannot. I'm with Rainbow Apocalypse. I cannot fucking believe I'm not nominated for this. This is my self-mark moment. I cannot fucking believe I'm not nominated for this. I had 4 straight tournaments of a top 1 or top 2, win or second, with 4 top 96. I won a fucking tournament with La Phoenix. I couldn't believe not getting nominated. I'm like, damn, this is some bullshit. What do I do all this shit for? And you know what?
Prize card.
Fuck about, yeah. I do it for the prize cards. I know, Rambo. The shout out Rambo, because I cannot believe the funniest thing, and I have it here. Nobody has played this competitor. The person who made this competitor doesn't play this competitor. I won a fucking tournament with it, and the funniest thing, Zach goes, "Damn, what you playing in Misos? I may borrow that." I was like, "Zach, you would fucking hate this competitor." It's
kind of like Mimic. Everyone wanted it because Drew was winning it, and no one can actually play that.
No, you listen. Shout out Bob Dunn. He may have been one of the most egregious person I ever beat with this, winning like a crowd meter 5 in which he hit all 4 finishes. Hey, I just say you played plenty of off the wall shit. Damn it. You're the only person I've seen do well with Medieval Prankster, Titan. Oh my god. But the this is where we got. Listen, every once in a while we got a mark for Trey. I'm gonna mark for Trey. Go nuts. Don't let Chuck repeat for playing your own decks. In which case, I've told you all. I tell you all the time. Don't give him shit. But you don't listen to me.
That's our thing now, Drew. Is we just give people deck lists. So.
And other people take credit for it. Yeah, we're fucked, mate. Player of the year. I feel like we're only halfway through and we got player of the year. All right, cool. All right. Actually, no, we're more than halfway. Colby Cram, Ken Fouché, Trey Cantrell. Hey, Simon Davner, Colin Simon, Chris Pagillo. for the sheer variety of having done well in multiple formats, I think it is Colby.
And I'm a solid number 2 for all the second places I got across multiple formats this year.
I got a good point.
I was going to say, I got multiple seconds in tag, got second in Tornado, got second in Grand Gathering, Grand Battle, Faction Wars. I've got second locked down.
I think Horse also has a good shot with both Olympics and the Calais Cup or whatever. But Colby doing well, like just winning every single tag thing known to man in 2025, and then while being tag champ and just winning with Pate, just like, and listen, man also was winning weeklies. Like, he just did it everywhere. Man showed up and he performed. Breakout star of the year: Mike Dipp, 12 Grap Matt, Nathan Wood, John Von Masick, Joseph Gilchrist. The bitch went 3-6 in Olympics. Hey, Colby Cram. That you're talking about Horse. You know what? That's why I voted for Joe Gilchrist for me. Yep. People in Ohio knew he knew what he was doing, but now other people know what he's doing for a little bit more. Showing up on shows, and now he's a funk tunker.
Yep.
Also, his name's spelled wrong. I believe it's Gilchrist, Rist. But you know what? Whoever the fuck is putting these in don't know how to spell. That's. I'll have to get that audio file for Dave, because for us it would absolutely, we need a Lucia weekend at Rip and Ship Arena, Southern Fried Gaming Expo, Sunshine Smackdown, Pixel Palace, Pandemonium, and AC.
This is probably the only way that we can get it on there, so we got to put it there for event of the year, since
rest in peace. If
Brian
not that,
Lee.
I would probably put Southern Fried Gaming Expo.
Yeah.
Both of these events, Brian Lee won a lot at. I guess that's the death knell. Digital event of the year: Supermania, no. Spring Breakdown, yeah, sure. Virtual GG, Hold the Line Harry's tag team event, what the fuck? Rowdy Ron's Deep Six event, okay.
Ron Harry had a tag team event?
That's what I'm saying. SRG Olympics, sure. Not this year because of the wheel. Fuck the wheel. Gave me a Chat GPT person as my last round draft pick. You know what? I feel like we were gathering virtually pretty well. I feel like gathering virtually was pretty nice. Deck of the year, the Who Wants to Piss Off Drew Madsen Award.
I was going to say, we got to get the authors of these decks correct, because that's Mac McPeak, Kenzie Page.
Really? Yeah. Quad Age, Jonathan Fu. I mean, I guess.
I don't even know what that is.
Yeah. Loudmouth Leo Larynx, Simon Davner. I guess. Horse did this, he confirmed. As Chris Pagil and Drew Madsen, Spencer Vance, aka Horse, asked me for my deck list because he could pick a competitor in the hardcore division, and I said, sure, here you go. And then he would deck tech with me before matches, and I say, if your opponent's an idiot, they won't prepare for it. And guess what? The vast majority of them were idiots. King Cage, Carlos Lumbre. What the fuck? Like, not only is this like a last year nomination, Carlos ain't won shit with King Cage. Like, this does not belong. We have CAC winner, Olympics, and longest.
Like, where's Joe Gilchrist's deck at? Like, that's something that's actually a deck of the year. Something that he did differently than everyone else.
Now, Carlos,
we're not saying it's you, Carlos.
No. That I think that this is just a carryover from the previous year, because Boss did not clear out every field.
Yeah,
because I think
that was unique what you were doing with him last year.
Yes, last year you had way more of a shot, right? But it's like but this is a case of Boss just not emptying the field when redoing stuff. I didn't go through that many damn tables. I did fine. Fuck it. If I have to share half a trophy, I have to share half a trophy. At least I'm tolerant.
I think it was very impressive what Piglet did, playing a competitor that had just came out. Like, that might have been quicker than what she does win with Adriana D, getting a competitor Hall of Fame.
I don't know. They were both like the same weekend, just about.
Yeah.
But longest reigning hardcore champ deserves something too, and also like Spencer Vance made a lot of people angry, including you. I don't know. Self mark maybe, but I feel like there's like these are the two options because people knew Unique was good.
Yeah. I mean, Unique is also the champion before he won that event.
Right. Yeah, it's a hardcore champion.
Yeah.
Vance did nothing wrong. I agree, Mike. Spencer Vance, the comp, can kiss my ass. Yeah, see, I told y'all I pissed a lot of people off. Commentator of the Year, LEO Award. All right, you know what? Rambo, done. Slam dunk, easy. Probably should have won it last year. Probably should have won it this year. People are chanting, "We want Rambo." It's a lot better when he's available.
Yep.
Shout out Moon Man, brother Dan. Champion of the Year, the Mighty Marcel Award. Bob Dunn, Tornado, Prize Fighter World Champion, Cramming Up Your Gas, Tag Team Champion, Zach, Intergalactic, Italian Babata Hardcore, 12 Grab Matt, Underworld. What the fuck? Okay.
Underworld, like you needed to actually have Drew Underworld since he was the longest reigning Underworld champion this year.
Yeah, Brian Cage Triad Champion, go Brock Smith Triad Champion. Why don't we just have Colby
for the record as well?
Yeah, why don't we have fucking Colby for the Hella M's champion?
I mean, Colby Kravis tag team champion would have been a better champion of the year.
The Underworld. This is not a shock. Brian Cage one is not a shock because Brock said "fuck you" to and got rid of the belt, and I had to help get it back. 12 Grap Matt Underworld, as Trey said, did not even have the most Underworld. Me starting off of the year as champion had more defenses as Underworld champion than 12 Grap Matt.
I mean, he was the one to finally keep it from being hot caked after you lost it. But
yes, he was the first person to successfully defend because it just was hot potatoed for so long. For me, it's Bob Dunn because he not only he won a triad, he defended it twice at two different cons against the Faction Wars winning captains, back to back. Or Faction Wars, the finals captains. He beat both Boss and I in the same weekend. And on top of like other excellent matches and like quality matches, and including a triad, like and all over the place. Like as far as like traveling with the belt, excellent matches, quality opponents, like very like, and also like defended all the time. Like was very regular with his defenses. Like that was an insane reign.
Yeah. I was gonna say, I think it's.
I love Zach, but I love Zach, but he got to defend against Rowdy Ron twice and Casey. I think
we also had the only grub card deck from Possum King in that defense.
Yes, the totally not a troll match. Cramming Up Your Gas, I think.
I was gonna say, like Colby, like that's the reason you put him as player of the year because he had this great tag team run. He had United States. He won all kinds of titles, but
hella titles. Catchphrase of the years: disgusting. Like and subscribe. Are you a cop? Detroit. Why am I like this? It's between disgusting and Detroit for me.
So you got to go with his daddy.
Yeah. I mean, he did that a lot this year, and it was funny every time he did it. Card of the year, savor the moment. Petty Paul says, "Let it rip." Enough with all the ruckus. No,
that's not like no. You had to make that card for another one because it was such a problem. Like it floats and not enough with all the ruckus if you're going to do that.
Yeah, stand for my national anthem. Now, was Stand last year or was it the year before? Because it came out.
It was errated at Southern Front, was it not that weekend?
Yeah, it was the year before because I think it was around the time of Atlanta the previous year that it was out. But I still think it's savor the moment line because everybody's running that fucking card now. Like that line. Yeah, it got nerfed this year. Yes.
Yeah.
It was around longer than Casey Ryan, 64-bit Casey before he got nerfed. But save of the moment, I think that's pretty clear. Botch of the year. Oh, fucking Cheetah turns over the GM shit without proper approval. Not even his biggest botch, because he also forgot to tell his champion what the stip was in the match where he lost.
Cheetah actually needs to have his own category next year for just all of his botches.
It could have just been Cheetah as a GM. Ace Diamond and Flame Fighter joined Super Lucha. If you'll listen to if you'll listen to Steve, he'll blame the printers, which, knowing the printers, it might work. 64-bit Casey joins the LFF with too much N64 nostalgia. Don't know what that's successfully
When 64-bit Casey comes in with tornado finishes in a singles competitor.
I mean, sure. Pixel Palace promos arrive a day late. Boy, that isn't even the only time it happened. Shout out Misomania.
Only a day late sounds great.
Yeah, only a day late. Wow. Rambo Apocalypse is like 6 months late. I know that's why he's 64, yes, but I feel like you could have just been more plain in the description there. Chris Pate breaks up the pinfall at Grand Gathering. It was not a botch. He did it on purpose.
It was not a botch. It was intentional.
TVA commissioner doesn't help Brian Cage in his first online event.
Also
not only was it not an online event, it was also intentional to get it back.
I mean, it was online.
It was not an event. It was just a match. It was where Boss was like, "Hey, can anybody play Brian Cage?" And it was like the guy on the West Coast and the guy who stays up late. Cheetah, see, it should just be Cheetah. Like, just Cheetah.
Like I said, Cheetah needs his own category for Botch of the Year.
Yeah. Oh no, he's pissed about his fucking his promos. He still has not gotten his Misomania promos. That's why, because I mentioned that because he just said he still didn't get his fucking promos. Sam Stanton miscounts his finish roll. That is a botch. That is definitely a botch. I don't know if it's botch of the year, but it actually qualifies. Flame Fire gets a flat tire for 9 hours. That sounds
Crazy.
Like it sucks. I don't know if it's his fault as a botch. Sammy Callahan is not allowed in the Super Show suite he set up at Barclay Center. Fuck you, Sammy. You shouldn't have thrown something at GM Calais and hit him in the goddamn eye.
I'm not sure that was a botch either. That might have been.
Yeah, I think he did.
I'm thinking there was some self-sabotage going on there.
Man, I don't know. I think the clearest, you fucked up was Sam.
Well, the actual you fucked up the most was not on the list.
Yeah, the guy. Of course, we can't have the actual you fucked up the most. So just for Sam, because it's like we went over which of these are actual botches. You can see the only one that I have pre-selected. Wait. All right, we're almost there. Promotion of the year, RIP. Even though they're we think he did it on purpose because he didn't want to team with Jared Bridge, is what we're saying. The Bell retirement speech should have been on there. Holy shit! What? Best ring gear. Holy fuck! This is a lot. Ref Day, Possible King, Norseman, Chrono, Cassandra, B2E, Le Penguin, Misfit, Split, Flame Fighter. This man wears a chandelier. Enough said.
No one else wears a chandelier.
Right. Cameo of the year: Swoggle at Grand Gathering, Low Blows, Grand Machine, Brian Cage, Ace Diamond joins Lucha Weekend, Sammy Callahan. I thought you said they wouldn't let him in. Who's telling a lie here? Arizona Ice Tea Guy or Mustache Club? Arizona Ice Tea Guy or Grand Machine? I think Grand Machine.
I was going to say, Grand Machine, we could have actually expected at some point to show up. Who the fuck would have thought that we would have got the Arizona Ice Tea Guy at Grand Gathering?
Crazy. Showstopper Award: Harvey Luster, Collector Sean Loeb, TVA Commissioner Kamaizener, Dr. Pollywood, El Hombre Cybernetico, Goat Brock Smith, guy who puts on great matches every time he's on there. I don't know of the first two. Like Paul, yes. Me, I think I do a good job.
You're gonna say Paul and Goat
It
having
was
that
Twisted
triad
Tea,
match
that's
with
true.
Paul
Yeah,
and Goat having that triad match with P was absolutely hilarious.
yeah. I was about to say, and my match with Pulverino was December of the previous year, so that wouldn't. So I don't know. What do you think, Trey? I'm taking myself out of this one.
Well, I don't think we put Paul up for anything, have we?
All right, Dr. Pollywood it is. Moment of the year. Mike Dip wins. Titan proposes. Grand Machine arrives at the Grand Gathering. Brock Smith steals the gold medals. Fuck, these are actually good ones.
Mm-hmm.
It should have been the suplex. Yes. Titan is such a sweet moment.
Yeah.
A wonderful
Yes.
couple.
Yes.
Also a sweet moment. Grand Machine. A sweet in a different context moment, stealing the gold medals. Fuck, man. You know what? Titan. There you go. Life-changing event. Tag team of the year, the easiest fucking vote I've ever had. This like they dominated tag, and Colby Graham dominated like tag on its own.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
Colby Cram tag team of the year. You know,
Colby Graham tag team of the year. Yeah. Best Mike Skills, the King Greatness Award, GOAT, Titan, Ref Day, Possum King, Influencer, Rambo. Jesus. Hard, man. Yeah, I think GOAT deserves something. Yeah, I think Brock. I love Rambo, Possum, Dave, Titan. Like I think these are all good choices. The influencer stepped up his game for real. I already put in GM Clays for Hall of Fame. All right, we're running up into Totu, so we will. Let's see. So
we'll rate Totu. Just a little bit of housekeeping, if I may.
Sure. We did mention Eddie. R.I.P. Man. That it's tough. I heard about that through the grapevine because a lot of people aren't telling me things about y'all. I listen. She was my other choice. Swear to God, knowing me, swear to God that was my other choice. But I did say, yeah, recipes. We put the double Rocky vote. I'm sorry. What about Mop Boys? Mop Boys, you didn't even play your match of the year in the past 2 fucking years. You didn't get nothing but jobber.
It wasn't even you that you tried to, hoodwink us and tell us, oh, yes, we definitely had this match. No.
Yeah.
General SRG news this Sunday, Supermania 2. There's the card. Mammoth Power, Smart Money, Dickie Finesse versus Scrapyard Cat, and Above Average Warrior versus Die Bard. Look for more promos as Old School Week continues. If you haven't seen the early ones, go check those ones out too.
Yeah, leave Piglet alone, by the way. He's having a rough week.
Yep.
And then
as long as the South has power, that's true. That's true. We're facing
also a good point for
we might get potentially a snowflake and it'll shut us the fuck down.
And a little BPP business as well. Our unnamed show on Friday has a new name, so tune in for the best talk show format show, which is now Rambo Apocalypse Presents Star Power. So that will be this Friday at, I believe, 9:00 is the new start time. So check that out. And then shortly after, we have our Big Picture Premium Talent Draft. And I believe that will be on Tuesday next week.
I will.
And there'll be more announcements coming with the new shows and names and all those good things.
Hell yeah. Excited. Rainbow Apocalypse presents Star Power, in which Dave has already touted that he's already putting in more production work for that than our show. We're fucked. We've jumped the shark, Trey. We're jumped the shark. We're so fucked. We're last season. We're last season's news. We're the Mop Boys versus Big Money of Big Picture Premium. This shit was 2 years ago, bro.
We're gonna raid. Did they start their channel yet?
I don't know. Fucking ask Schmidt. He might be in the chat. Hello there, cannoli, or unnamed dessert pastry, as Fox was saying.
All right, we're raiding soon. My thing is all screwed up when it raids, but it's gonna raid soon. Don't forget to support your local indie wrestling and the best super show streaming on the planet in Big Picture Premium.
That's right, baby. We will be back in 2 weeks after Captain Con. I'm sure I will bomb the fuck out, but I'll see my friends. That's right, Tony Pastry. Yes. Oh my God. The proudest member of the Bi faction, the line.
We'll
Tony
see
Pastry.
which way Tony Pastry swings.
That's right. Of the whole Bi heel diaspora.
All right, we're good to raid. Say your last goodbyes. Bye, everybody.
Goodbye, everyone. Enjoy Totu. I know I won't.
All right, we're good. I won't either. Let me end this.